Hi there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the very first time you've been here, yay! I'm so glad. I've been waiting for you. Where have you been? And if you're a returning subscriber, yay! Thank you so much for coming back. As you already know, as a subscriber, my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide if you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. My goal is to save you time and money. That's it. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called Villains Incorporated. This goofy crime comedy is now available in select theaters as well as on Amazon Prime. And by the way, you can go down in the description below and click on the Amazon link because you'll get a free Amazon Prime trial. I love Amazon because it gives you free shipping when you buy stuff. And who doesn't buy stuff? And you get a bunch of free movies. So I love it. Anyway, click on that link. The movie is rated PG-13. It's an hour and 42 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade hovers somewhere around a B, maybe B minus. But I'll explain why in just a minute. Now, the featured product, in addition to Amazon, but the featured product that ties in beautifully with this movie is a DVD collection from Studio C of some of their funniest comedy sketches over the years. This movie actually features a bunch of their cast members from the comedy Studio C sketches. Anyway, what I'm going to do is give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, or thought could have been done better or differently, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like. All right, so in a nutshell, Studio C, as I mentioned, is a group of college students who did some comedy sketches in the style of Saturday Night Live, except they're clean. Yay! After graduating, the team of comedians stayed together. Some have gone on to create commercials. They've created their own YouTube magical channel. And last year, they had a feature film called Go West, which I also reviewed. So check that one out. Jeremy Warner is one of the original cast members of Studio C. And so I was curious to see what he would do in his directorial debut of a feature film. He also co-wrote the film with Jason Gray and Matt Moen. As a fun cameo, the director has a tiny role early in Act 1. I always love that when directors insert themselves, you know, like M. Night Shyamalan and all of his horrors. I just think that's fun. Anyway, already this film has won 4 awards from various film festivals, including Best Feature Film. So kudos to the entire team. That's so exciting. The movie is about a group of villains who band together after their boss dies. So it's kind of like superheroes gone wrong. So quick tips for parents. There is superhero violence. There's no profanity though. So yay, thank you, Studio C. People are in perilous situations and various characters die in non-bloody ways. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are unemployment, leadership, friendship, corporate culture, and superhero powers. So the list of things that I really liked is quite long. First of all, for fans of Studio C, they can do no wrong. Their cast of chameleons have created memorable characters over the years with lots of charm. This movie adds more characters to that list. Presented by Mallory Everton, Jason Gray, Billy Mann, Stacey Harkey, Matthew Meese, and more. The movie poster caught my eye initially because of Colin Mockery. Yes, he was absolutely genius and hilarious in the popular TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Did you ever see that? What a quick wit. And so I am always happy to see him in anything. And the fact that the Studio C team was able to snag him and convince him to be in their movie was amazing. So another big win for Studio C. Once I looked at the poster, I suddenly noticed Mallory Everton on it. She is a talented comedian from the funny sitcom show Studio C. She's one of my favorites, and so I was really excited to see her be featured in a starring role. Now, she was also in that Western movie last year, but she's more in this movie. It's more of a starring role. There's a lot of slapsticky physical humor in the movie, and I like those, but those who don't enjoy that kind of comedy might not like this movie. The humor is cheesy and ridiculous. The scenarios are just goofy. It's just sort of dumb fun. And so if you know that going in and you're in that kind of a mood, I think you'll get a kick out of it. Now, with all of that praise, there were just a couple of things that I wrote on my list of things that I didn't like. For example, unfortunately, not all of the humor lands. And that's kind of true for their stand-up or their sketch comedy. Some of the sketches are so clever, so witty. I've actually shown them in some of the university classes that I've taught to my students because they're on point with whatever message I was trying to convey about whatever the class was that I was teaching. And then sometimes the humor it just doesn't land. And that's Saturday Night Live as well, right? The film definitely looks and feels like a low budget indie, but that's simply because it is. With some more practice, I think this team will be pumping out some true gems. So I got my fingers crossed, and I'm definitely a fan. Now, whenever I watch movies, I take notes specifically so I can write down funny lines and interesting lines so you can get a taste and feel for the dialogue and script writing quality. So here, by the way, you can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So here are just a few of the funny lines that I wrote down. So Mallory Everton plays Beatrix, and she's one of the main villains. And she says, "We all know abomination takes money." I thought that's just a really good line. Okay, so then there's this conversation between Jason Gray's character and Colin Mochrie character. So Jason Gray asks Colin Mochrie character, "Harold, are you okay?" And Colin Mochrie, in his classic straight face, says, "Fine, hungry and gassy." I just love Colin Mochrie. So great. And then another funny line that just tickled me is when Mallory Everton's character says, "Sorry, I'm on the Justice Juice cleanse," because everything is so superhero, right? Anyway, I thought that was kind of cute. And then an interesting line is also spoken by Mallory Everton's character, Beatrix. She says, "Listen, everyone's a little weird. You just have to find weird people who accept you for you and be your best self." And I love that because we all are really weird. I mean, some more than others. I'm speaking for myself. And then another line that just made me laugh because it's so true is spoken by the Winter General. He's played by Gabriel Gastorf, and he says, "Who needs mind control when you've got marketing?" Ba-dum-bumch, right? I mean, that's kind of marketing. And then another line the same character says is, "It's not just the bad guys you should worry about." And I thought that was interesting. I don't want to give you any spoilers. All my reviews are spoiler free, but if you watch the trailer, you might be able to kind of figure out what I'm saying. All right, now let me give you recommendations for 3 movies I instantly thought of while I was watching this. The first one I mentioned already is called Go West. Also features many of the Studio C comedians, and it's also slapsticky, goofy, ridiculous, and it's the bunch of characters trekking west. So it's kind of back in the 1800s. Another movie that I just have loved, I haven't seen it in a long time, but my kids, when they were young, and I would watch it all the time, it's called Mystery Men. It's about a bunch of misfit superhero types and some big name actors back in their earlier days. It's super funny, visual humor, spoken humor, really a lot of fun. Definitely check that out. And then another one that reminded me of this movie is The Hyperions. Now, that one is a movie that was produced by the Daily Wire, the conservative talk show channel and company. And the style kind of made me think of this because it had a very low budget style, very quirky, whimsical, funny, but also serious. And I definitely reviewed that one. So, actually, I'll queue up the Go West. You can watch my review of that one after this, but also check out my movie review of the Hyperions. So the Daily Wire had produced several movies, and I really liked many of them. The Hyperions was probably my least favorite, but it was still good and still well done for that style that it chose. Anyway, thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Hopefully, my review is helpful if you want to watch this movie or help you to decide if you don't. Be sure and comment down below. Let me know what you think about it after you see it. I think it's good, a harmless family fun, and we're all looking for those movies nowadays, right? Because there's so much rated R garbage out there. So when you get a minute, run over. You can follow me on Instagram as Movie Review Mom, but you can also find me as Trina Boice. And that's my author site where you can learn about my books, especially when I put them up for sale for free on Amazon, which is almost every weekend. You can also learn about my online courses, my products, and my other shenanigans. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.